And now, Wolfbytes Open Mic.
The Bass Jackers.
I just came home actually from tour.
Hey guys, this is Phoenix Paul.
Hey, what's up? This is Sean Frank.
Wolfbytes DJs and your favorite artists.
Sophie Francis. Sophie, thanks for joining us today.
Hi, it's super nice to join you guys.
What's up, guys? This is Armin van Buren.
Now, Open Mic.
Hey, Wolfbytes Radio, it is DJ Flame. Thanks for tuning in on another Open Mic podcast. Today, I have KIESZA. How are you doing today?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing really good. So tell me about yourself. How's your day going so far?
It's a cool day. I went and met the inventor of Dean Guitars. I don't know if you know who that is, but it's like a legendary guitar company. And my neurologist, I don't know if you know my story. I have a brain injury, but my new neurologist out of Chicago is sisters with him. So I went to this guitar factory and I got to see how they were making them, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I haven't heard about the Guitar Factory. I know like the biggest guitar chain we have around here is Guitar Center. And I don't know if you have it in Canada too as well. We have it in the United States a lot.
Yeah, so that's where they sell the guitars, but this is where they make them.
Oh,
they were like laser cutting like designs on the all over them basically, and it was really cool. I've never seen anything like it. Yeah.
Is there only one like plant in Canada, or is there like multiple plants that they create the guitars?
Well, I'm in Chicago.
Oh, you're in Chicago. My bad.
Yeah, I was in Canada. I'm all over the place right now. I'm literally everywhere. So it's a good thing, though. It's a good thing
with traveling. That's a lot of people told me to do is traveling. But I mean, I'm just a little homebody, so that's one thing that I'm trying to get over is my little homebody.
Well, if you become a musician, you won't be able to stay home. So
I know about musicians too. There's a lot that I follow, and it's amazing on their journey. And I get that they do see a lot of cool views as they travel along.
You know, you see a lot of cool views from your hotel, but you don't actually get to, I would not recommend it as a way to see the world, because you basically see the cars, the planes, and the trains, the hotels, and the back of the stage more than you see anything else. So
I mean, you can just say that you've been there, but you just haven't really toured the entire place. So. Yeah,
and honestly, the lines get so blurred, you sometimes forget where you've been because you have nothing to distinguish what city you've been other than the back of a building that you've been in. But I have to say, going through Rome was unforgettable because the whole city is basically a museum.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen a lot of pictures on that. Yeah. My friends have been traveling all across the world, especially one's been to Paris, and I'm so jealous.
Oh, I know Paris is stunning. Yeah, there's a lot of European cities where just driving through is enough to see how stunning these cities really are. All their old architecture and everything. We don't have that as much in North America.
Not really. We just have a lot of food chains and stuff.
Yeah, everyone's just like, how cheap can we build this building?
Exactly. So I know you mentioned earlier about you had a neurology appointment from your accident a while ago. I remember, if I'm it was a car accident, correct?
Yeah, and it was 7 years ago. It was 2017, which is wild.
Wow, it's really crazy on how you're still having to recover with all that. And again, it's also a great thing because it looks like you are doing really well with recovery. And there has been a lot of inspirations, it looks like, with your new album release, from going into, if I read it correctly, from your darkest time to what you call your light now.
Yeah, it's basically, I went from thinking I was never really going to be able to come back, especially to dance music, because if you know anything about a brain injury, you can't be around loud music, bright lights, especially flashing lights, crowds, anything that's chaotic, which is basically my entire career. So I just didn't think, with where I was at the beginning, I didn't foresee myself ever coming back to this dance music space at the very least. I thought I was going to have to pivot into more acoustic style music and guitar. So it's very interesting because me kind of preparing myself to not come back to dance music is what shifted me into the sound that I have now, where I'm blending singer-songwriter, folk, and Americana music with house music. Because as I started healing while I was writing new music, I started realizing, well, maybe I will get back. I just have to go slow and steady and start challenging myself. And here I am. So, but it's developed this new sound that I have, and I love it. I honestly love it because there was this whole side of myself that I kept hidden from everybody. It was the singer-songwriter that basically turned me into a musician, and that's where I developed as a poet and as a lyricist. But when I picked up with Hideaway, I kind of pushed that to the side and went with what was working. And I didn't honestly foresee myself ever bringing that side of myself to the light. And now it's come to light in the new music. And it's kind of cool because with this new music, it's going to allow me actually to showcase that side by itself as well. Like there's going to be moments in my shows where I'm just going to pull out my guitar and sing some of my folk songs, and it will all kind of make sense in this giant jigsaw puzzle of life that we have going on. So, I mean, you know what? There's always silver linings in the worst times, and I'm just trying my best to find all of those right now and pace myself.
Definitely.
And my fan,
the music can actually be like an inspiration to those too, who also like come through maybe a certain type of trauma, not just like a vehicle accident or anything. But like the music, though, I believe helps inspire a lot. And I actually give you credit, like when you're on stage, because I know, like you mentioned, you're sensitive to light and sound. Yeah. Is there like moments like when you're performing that you have to hold off the show a little bit, or just like slow it down a bit, or?
I haven't had that yet, and I haven't actually been on my own headline tour since the car crash, honestly. So it's been more than 7 years. I've done one tour with Lindsey Sterling where I was the opening act, and I did nine shows on that. It was the end of the pandemic, so we ended up all getting COVID. But it was challenging for me at that time. I was really struggling, and I've honestly turned a lot of corners even since then. So we're keeping the tour legs to 10 days right now, just to make sure that I'm able to actually do this, and there's breaks in the middle of it. But I tend to get the biggest reactions when I step off the stage. So it's great for the performance, but I then have to deal with it when I leave the stage. My brain sort of, as it's trying to calm down from this adrenaline, it really starts to kind of glitch. It's weird. It's like it can go into that high energy mode, but it doesn't know how to come out of it very easily, and it tends to get really mad at me. So that's where I'm at now. I mean, a few years ago, I would not have been able to do this, especially like the last tour I did was all outdoor venues, natural light. So it's going to be very interesting with all this like bright lights and dark rooms. But I know that my fan base is really supportive, and they know what's going on. And if I have to maybe step off for 10 minutes or something, I'm sure they'll cheer me on when I come back. So
I'm sure, definitely, because I've been like I said, I've been following you a lot, and you play a lot here on Wolfbytes Radio, and we're huge fans of you, and we can tell that by your fan base. It's really awesome they support, especially on your Instagram account. I've noticed on how you've been recovering longer, how more has been supporting you, especially when you
thank you.
When you posted a while ago that you're finally coming out and releasing. I know that went really awesome too. It basically just shows how like music can be like the medicine for you too.
Absolutely. It really was my medicine. Honestly, having something that I'm so passionate about and such a supportive fan base, like my fans are really true fans. Like at my shows, the energy is unlike anything. And I miss that so much. And so just thinking about the possibility that maybe one day I could be back on stage again kept me going, and it kept me going through some of the hardest times. Like I was diagnosed with a condition called suicide headaches, which are the most painful condition on the planet, actually, one of them.
Probably a lot like
and it's beyond migraines. It's like a whole other level beyond migraines. I have migraines too. So it's wild, and sometimes I did not know how I was going to get through another day, and just knowing that I had this like passionate fan base that was like rooting me on through all of it inspired not only me to come back, but inspired songs, and it just kept me going. And I have my fans to thank for that in so many ways. And now that I'm coming back, it's just like, for me, it's miraculous. And it doesn't even matter, like, they always have the haters and stuff like that. That doesn't even matter anymore. I'm just so happy to be able to sing again and to perform. And I'm actually coming back to dancing, which that I never thought I was going to be able to do. So, you just always hold on to hope and pace yourself and have patience. We have to learn really about self-love is really the most important thing. It sounds so cheesy, but it's just, there's nothing more true than that.
Yeah, it's not cheesy, but like I said, it's like amazing. Like it's like a miraculous thing, like how you are right now after that big incident right there. And I feel like what you've been saying is definitely what fits into what you titled the dancing and crying to your volume there. And I definitely think it's a great fit right there, just helping and coping with your experience to today.
Yeah, and it's a true statement. I mean, that I was dancing and then I was crying. And then I was imagining myself dancing and crying through that. And then here I am dancing. And I honestly, a lot of times when I dance, I start to cry because I'm just so overwhelmed with joy that I'm back dancing again. So I don't know, if there's one silver lining that I'm grateful for, it's to have the perspective that I have now on how lucky I am, not only to be able to sing and dance, but to have something I'm so passionate about and to be able to do it and give that to other people and not take it for granted. Not that I did before, but when you lose something, you truly appreciate it a lot more when you get it back. So, I literally every show, there's no throwaways. Nothing is, a lot of artists are like, they get tired and they're like, okay, let's just get through this show. Like every show is just like a miracle to me. And I treat it that way. So
I feel like every musician in their life have some kind of peak in their music career. And I feel like that this right here, with you having the accident with COVID too, back out, it can be like the peak of your career. And it's just amazing to see. 7 years ago, people were like, what's going to happen? If they wouldn't imagine today on how great you are on stage and still producing this great music. Now, when after all your, or not surgeries, but your like appointments with your head and stuff get done, do you plan on, is that like a way you can go further back into what you were doing before? Or is it just like strictly stick to a little bit low down tempo?
Sorry, say that one more time. Go back into what I was doing before?
Yeah. You say where you like the flashing lights and all that. Oh, yeah.
So what I'm actually doing in Chicago is I'm meeting with a neurologist who's revolutionized optometry on a level that is mind-blowing to me. She's actually basically made the normal optometry obsolete with her findings. And she's able to actually measure not just what I see straight in front of me, but like what angles my brain can't handle and what happens when I change the shape of my body. How does that affect my vision and how does that affect my brain? So she's been sort of mapping my whole body and my brain, and we're strategically figuring out little things like we discovered that my brain doesn't like light on the right side of my body as much as it can handle it on the left. So that really informs us for the stage. Okay, well, let's keep the brightest lights coming at this angle instead of that angle. And it's so mind-blowing to me how many incredible people I've run into through this process of healing who are, for me, they're my rock stars. Like this woman is a rock star to me. She's so badass. And she's able to take all this information and make me special lenses that diffract light in such a way that it bends the light around the damaged neurons in my brain so they're not being activated and only the good ones are being used, so that it's going to make it a lot easier for me to get through these shows. So I'm like, can we make cool looking glasses? But I mean, yeah, it's just right now it's like, okay, it's like baby steps. So now I'm trying to get back to the stage. And what does this mean? What are the obstacles we have to get over? Okay, it's lights, it's crowds, it's loud noise, it's the warm up to the show, it's the cool down from the show, and then also the consistency of there's going to be lots of shows. So I can't just do a show and then crash because I have a show the next day. So how do we get through? How do I keep my brain from collapsing on me? So I'm doing everything that I can to try to figure things out so that none of this happens or doesn't happen too much. And I'm just, of course, running into the coolest people in the world as a result of it. And hopefully we'll be able to share all this information once I've learned it with the world so that other people can also benefit from it as well. Because a lot of these new findings are just not widely known.
Yeah, because a lot of stuff with these days, like we have AI and all that stuff helping with medical-wise, it is amazing. Now, have these doctors or anything inspired any songs you have made before or any people that help you along the way?
I haven't written one directly about a doctor, but you know what? I think the one I just went to recently, she might inspire a song. If anything, she's going to... I think she is going to bridge the gap between me being able to actually handle the longevity of touring. I think she's nailed it. I'm hoping we're going to find out on this first tour, and then we're going to I'm going to report back to her, and we'll have to make some adjustments. But yeah, I think she might change my life, really.
I bet she was going to get a few backstage passes here and there too, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. I'm going to be wearing glasses a lot more now, so I just got to make sure I make cool glasses. And I'll be like Elton John, you know?
Oh, yeah. Really crazy glasses every time you go on stage. That would be pretty cool. And, you know, it'd be even cool, like your fans will even too have, like, you know, help to support that with some crazy glasses too, you know?
Yeah, they can just wear them as well.
It's like my screen just went down. I'm sorry, my screen just went down for a second.
Yeah. I heard you've been spinning I Go Dance a lot.
Yeah, I Go Dance is a great. I've been hearing it a lot lately, and a lot of our fans keep mixing it with I Go Dancing, which is another song that we also play. But
amazing.
I Go Dance, we have been spinning it a lot on Wolfbytes Radio, and a lot of our fans, including me, we love it amazing. Ever since I did it for our New Music Mondays, what we do here. I think I did believe I did put you on there on Instagram too when we did our New Music Monday. Remember on that, but yeah, we have been spinning that a lot here. And is there anything like that to say about that song?
Yeah, you know what? That one's funny because when I was writing this project, I really wanted to write something that was kind of like subtly about shedding the layers of our ego and going back to the source underneath us that really is the pure expression of who we are and not covered in all these layers of our ideas about ourselves. So that's really how I came back, was I really went inside myself and found underneath all these like damaged layers of not only just the injury, but I mean, when life puts you on the map and you are in the spotlight, you come up with ideas of yourself and who you are, which a lot of it's just an illusion. So a lot of this was stripped away, and I was left with not much other than just how I felt. And really it was just, I just wanted to give love through my music. And so I really wanted the music that I put out to help other people go deep into themselves as well, whether that be a folk song or whether that be on the dance floor, have just little nuggets here and there. And I Go Dance is funny because I honestly really appreciate pole dancing. A lot of, it's becoming this trend now. A lot of people are going to pole dancing class, and I tried it one time and it was so hard. Really? And one of my friends, she's just like all over this pole, like flying around, and her partner's just on it with her. They're doing couples pole dancing, and I can't even hold myself up on a pole. And I'm just like, what is this foreign expression that I can't do? But I find it quite mesmerizing, and it's you see it in the night, you have to go to a strip club normally to see this art form, but now it's not, it's becoming more mainstream and not about stripping as much as it is about just dance and the art. Yeah. And so it's funny because Hideaway actually spun a lot in strip clubs back in the day, and I was like, you know what? I should get pole dancers a new song about love, I love the art. So preceding this conversation of wanting to make that song, I had a long talk with my co-songwriter, KIESZA. She's one of my best friends, and I always like to have somebody there to bounce ideas off of. And we were just talking about the idea that like everything we do, the good and the bad, the dark and the light, it's all connected in some way to self-healing and self-preservation. And then between this conversation of starting to write this song, we kind of went back and forth. So you hear in the verse, it's actually quite deep verse. We're like, how do we see the like, where's the healing, not only in just pole dancing, the art, but say in a strip club. And so we were looking at the strippers like angels and people going to heal themselves. So it was a bit of an abstract conversation, and it was not super direct, but in the process, these lyrics seeped into the song, and you have like, I know why you came, you don't have to say. I can be the love that you want to feel. we can play your game, but you know your place. I might take what you got, but you get the thrill. I know what I am, baby. What are you? Yeah. I'm the paradise in your broken mirror. You know, it's like all about this people feeling broken. Heal you from above. That's what angels do. You create your hell. I'll make it disappear.
The most one that got me the most when I heard it was "You're Just Another Day That Keeps Me Breathing." And I heard that, I'm like,
and Hideaway, yeah. Well, I was talking about. Okay, wait. Were you talking about "I Go Dance" or "Hideaway"?
I was talking about a little bit both of. Well,
okay. So "Hideaway" is definitely not about pole dancing.
For pole dancing, yeah. But when you mentioned "Hideaway" earlier, I meant to let you know.
You're just another day that keeps me breathing. Yeah, and in many ways, it's the same conversation. It's like, it's like you're getting me through. you keep me breathing one more day. You keep me dreaming. Because let's be honest, a lot of us are going through hell in our lives.
Yeah, it's bad, especially these times today, because we're with all the stuff on Main Street News and everything. Especially these days, music has definitely been, I think, just inspirational. What these artists are trying to say to their fan base, it's amazing. Trust me, because there's
I know.
a lot of new music these days. It has been, especially when the COVID era happened too. That was so cool.
Yeah, and so I know that a lot of people are going through a lot, especially even just we're out of COVID now, and we're out of obviously the pandemic stage, but we're not out of the trauma that we all endured from that. And trauma tends to stick with us for a while. It doesn't totally come out even for years after. This trauma that I'm holding on to, that I know I'm still not ready to release it, because it was too intense to even tap into. And so I know one day it's going to come out, but it doesn't come out right away. And I know that phase was so traumatic for so many people. And yeah, life is hard. Life is all about getting through the hard times and finding those beautiful moments of complete balance and joy, and allowing them to give you hope to get through the next dark phase to the next moment of light where you take a breath. So I understand that as much as I've been going through my own little hell, I'm not alone in this. So is everyone in their own way. So
no one's never alone in situations like these. And I believe like your songs like that would also help people, help get out their comfort zone, help express their story, I Go Dance has been, like I said, a lot on Wolfbytes Radio. Or actually, this past week's been on top 4 or number 4.
Yeah, on the dance charts.
55 spins at least ever since our list has been produced, and I'm no.
Oh my god!
More, so.
Yeah, give it more. We gotta get it up the charts.
On my show, I will definitely play you there. We're gonna get that up there on Wolfbytes. But
thank you.
You're so well. We're at 55, and I think the top one right now is with Ariana Grande with 58. But I know we can definitely beat that here on Wolfbytes Radio. I'll make sure.
Oh, I love Ariana Grande. I met her a few times back in the Hideaway times, and she's sweet. She's a sweetheart. So nice. So,
I remember when
I don't mind if you spin her.
Yeah. We'll probably keep our number 2, won't be too bad of a...
Yeah. We can switch them up a little,
Just a little bit, I mean.
Just here, and then there, and then here. We'll take turns.
Yeah, she had her time at number 1. I think we take turns a little bit.
Yeah, she said number 1s. Come on, let's get I Go Dance to number 1.
I don't think she'll mind.
Exactly. Let's get I Go Dance. Plus, I Go Dance is completely independent, which is, it's a unique in this dance space.
It's a unique track, and I think that's when I go out in public, when I do these large group events, I have a playlist that I have all my favorite songs. And definitely, I Go Dance is going to be one of those too, because it definitely helps gets the people in the mood. It's
yeah, I love it because it's just like one hook for
the
whole song. But I was just like, it doesn't really need more than this. This is like I was like vibing to the hook, and I was like, you know what, just keep it going. And then I got to I was like, okay, maybe one verse, and we'll go back to the hook. And then I was done, and I was like, perfect.
I like those songs like that because you got the lyrics mixed with like you said, the jump and the beat and stuff. That is what tops it off. You don't have to have too much lyric. You don't have to have too much. You just have to have the creativity and know how you are feeling to the song. And how you feel what will the audience want to feel like what I'm feeling.
Yeah, that song really is about the vibe, and it really is just about dancing to it and having a good time. Whereas you get to a song like Strangers, I don't know if you heard the whole project. There's a folk song that's like a house hybrid, Strangers, and it's like a lyrical, it's almost like an Americana country song on a dance track. It's very lyrical. So every song, I try not to like force a song. I try to just sort of let it write itself. And some songs, like Heaven Ain't Calling, do you know that one?
Yeah, Heaven Ain't Calling, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote a second verse for that, but it just didn't want it. It just wanted the same verse twice. And I literally wrote a second verse, but you have to really listen to the song and what it's asking for. And I Go Dance was just like one verse, one hook, done. Let's call it a day.
Yeah, so it's a great song, and we're just happy we have it on Wolfbytes Radio, and we're hoping to have more songs. I know from this album, the album you're getting out, there's going to be more great tracks too as well.
Yeah, if you like I Go Dance, I won't tell you on the air, but for the next, I think I have a single lined up for Volume 2, which I think you're going to really like.
I know that was the next thing I said. Do you think of Volume 2 on that? And I know if it's like, it's amazing. You hear one thing, the next album or the next volume, it's going to sound somewhat similar, if not similar, even better.
Well, I have left turns. I'm going to tell you that. Like, if you think it's this, it's going that way. But they're all dance songs at the end of the day. So, but there's some pretty wild songs on the next one.
Oh.
It's like my wild side. I'm just letting it kind of spill out a little more.
You could turn the bass up on it, blast it around.
Yeah, I can't tell you yet, but you'll have to have me back on, and we'll talk about. I'll be very interested. I'd like you to guess which one I'm talking about when it comes out.
Oh, definitely. we definitely plan on having you back again. We have many artists that returns. I know Audion won. We had him, and then he came back a few years later when I interviewed him a couple years ago.
I'm always down to come back. I really honestly appreciate all the support that you're giving me and the fact that you're playing my music so much and getting it out to so many people. Like, that means so much to me. I'll be so happy to come back.
It's amazing, especially, with us being on a college campus, we're able to put your music out to the college students too, to help them out with as they're growing up and maturing and possibly getting more of fans out there. That's one thing.
I got to do a college tour, actually. I should do a college tour sometime. I've never done that. Yeah, I hear it's amazing.
Besides a lot of constructions here and there, that seems to be like the thing on campus these days is constructions on new buildings or doing work on the manhole or something.
I feel like there's construction everywhere. It never ends. Even on the roads, like Toronto, when I'm in Toronto, it's like you can't get anywhere. There's just construction everywhere.
It's the same way in Raleigh. We go down and they're working on the same road for like several years. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be here until I graduate probably.
I'm coming to Raleigh probably soon because my best friend moved there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll have to get in person, actually.
Definitely. We'll be even do another open mic in person. That would be amazing too.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, my best friend moved there. She married a guy from Raleigh, and they moved there and have 2 kids. And I have to go visit. They're twisting my arms. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to hit you up. We'll have to do this again.
Yeah, most definitely. And we thank you for joining along. I know you have to get to going here soon. So it's 5, yeah, probably soon. So is there anything else you'd like to add, or?
Well, I'm just so grateful that you're sharing my music. There's a whole album. It's called Dancing and Crying, and it's got something probably for everyone in some sense, as long as you like to dance. If you don't like to dance, I maybe don't recommend it. But
if you don't like to dance, I mean, everyone has to dance at least.
Who doesn't like to dance? Yeah, but it is even like. Some of the folk songs, you don't need to dance to enjoy them. And they're just upbeat, they're fun. Every song is just full of love. And there's going to be multiple volumes. So instead, it's not really an album as much as it is a series of volumes of music. So there's going to be a lot coming. We're moving into volume 2 after this. And I foresee 4 volumes at least. So
it's going to be amazing. Trust me, I will have all your tracks on my playlist, especially when I go out and about and do some when I do some dance sessions out around campus and the organization.
Please send me videos.
I will send you videos.
Yeah, and post them. Tag me in them. Post them. It all helps me so much. Especially being indie is tough. It's like you're up against these monopoly major labels who have trillions of dollars and own the playlist and own part of Spotify. And, you know, I'm so proud of my little team because I have such a great community around me. My manager's amazing. And we're just so full of love, and we're wild, you know, we can pivot quick. We're a small team, and nobody can tell me what to do. So exactly. I'm going to be dropping some crazy songs. But yeah, there's a lot coming. I'm so grateful, honestly. That's really what I want to say. And I will definitely have to come on the campus. If I have some fans on campus, maybe I'll come to a surprise performance.
We'll definitely keep you in the loop, and we'll definitely tag. If we play I know we have a festival coming up when there's it's called a Rec Fest. That's where we have like a whole soccer train field. It's like 2 football fields long, maybe. It's like a train field for soccer. We have speakers all around. We have like students come in, we have like events and stuff, and we actually play music there. So we're definitely amazing. I'm gonna definitely put a note down there when we play one of your songs, just to record.
Oh, please do. So thank you. Then send me a video. Yeah, I'll follow you. I'll follow you on Instagram so you can tag me and I'll see it.
Yeah, I'll definitely put that note right there to put on my thing.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Like I said, we want to support you in any way, and your music's amazing. I enjoy it, and I know there's a lot of other listeners out there that does too. So.
Thank you. Well, it's been such a pleasure talking with you.
It's been a pleasure talking to you too, and definitely I cannot wait for the next time. So my mom went blank.
Just let me know, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
If you love a song and you want to talk about it, hit me up. I'm always here to talk.
I'll definitely will, and we appreciate it. And if you love this podcast, check out other podcasts on our website at wolfbytes.ncsu.edu or wherever you get your podcasts. DJ Flame, and until next time.
Thank you.